Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager career mode with Chelsea that is definitely hotting up at the moment. So let's switch into the game, and as you can see, we have some Premier League fixtures to take care of today in game. Man City are at home against Crystal Palace, and that is the team that we are hunting down, and of course we are away against Brighton. So let's take a look at what's in store for us today. We have the away game against Brighton, then we go away to Liverpool in the Champions League, the second leg. Of course, we won the first leg 4-2, as you can see up here. So we have a 2-goal advantage, but we need to be careful. Liverpool, on their day, can easily put 2 past us and keep us quiet on the other end. So we've got that, and then we've got the home game against Manchester City. So this Premier League table will look potentially different by the end of the episode. As you can see by this graph here, we've been second for almost all of the season. We started off, of course, a little bit poorly, slowly moved up until we got second, and then we have just consistently held that every damn game week. But we might have the chance to finally go above City. If we win our game today and they drop points in whatever manner, we could go above them, depending on the goal difference. As you can see, we've actually managed to catch up with them on goal difference as well. We were on 57, they're on 59, and I'm pretty sure like 2 episodes ago they were about 15 goals ahead of us on goal difference. So we have done a fantastic job towards the back end of this season. You can see some of our wins here: 5-0 there, 4-0, 5-2, 5-0. We really made up the difference in goals there. So things are looking good. In terms of the sort of golden boot race, not so good. I mean, in a normal season with normal people playing, not robots, we would be winning it, because 31 goals so far in the league for us men is fantastic. But Haaland has stormed away and is on 42, so he's going crazy. We're not going to win the golden boot unless he gets injured, and in these last few games, Osimhen goes nuts. Assists-wise, Madueke is 4th in the list. I'd like to see someone in that top 3 at least, and he's probably our best bet. But Nkunku is absolutely on form at the moment. Maybe he can do that. He is on 9. Reece James also on 9. And then you could take a look at some of these, if you like. Fewest conceded, we're pretty much up there. You know, most clean sheets were in the top 3. So I think it's safe to say we've sort of fixed our defence from when we were dealing with Robert Sanchez and all of that. He would have been probably down in like 7th position in a lot of these. So we're doing good to be sort of tied 3rd and 3rd on this one. So overall, I'm very, very happy with how the team's performing. Let's skip ahead and get into our game against Brighton and keep an eye on what happens for Manchester City. As you can, oh my gosh, come on. So in this game, Man City have drawn 0-0 with Crystal Palace. They are floundering to end the season. They are now 2 games ahead, and if we win by 2 goals or more today against Brighton, who are 10th in the table, so it's not an easy fixture, we could go top of the Premier League table, and then still we have to play Man City, so that's a tough one. But if we beat them there as well, as then I think we'd have maybe 3 games in hand on them, or maybe it'd be 2. But obviously, my head's all over the place. You get what I'm saying. We could really have a bit of a charge on here in these last 6 games of the season for us, the last 4 for Man City. So let's get into this game against Brighton. And again, I say it a lot, but this is a must-win. You know, all these games towards the end of the season have pretty much been must-wins if we want to keep up with City. So let's see what we can do. The team is looking pretty fresh. I think I'm going to go in with this, even though there's a few players tired. I'm going to go in with this. And, actually saying that though, we've got the game against Liverpool that we really don't want to throw. You know, we want to focus on the Premier League, but we also need to make sure we have players available for this. So I am going to make some changes. Basically, I think what I'm going to have to do is all the unfit players we will have to replace for this game. So we'll go something along the lines of this. I'm going to start Chilwell. Maatsen can come off the bench. I'm going to keep Nkunku on. I know he's tired, but we can bring him off around half-time if things are going well. As things stand, I think I might even take Enzo off the bench. You know, he's way too tired to be involved in this game realistically. We'll bring Chukwuemeka to the bench, and I might make 1 defensive change just because of that Liverpool game. It is sort of worrying me a little bit, and I'm going to play Badiashile in the left centre-back role. So hopefully that's enough change to, have the players rested, ready for the Liverpool game, but also see us through and win this game. We haven't changed it drastically. So let's submit the team and see if we can get the win today. Brighton come into this one with 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw in their last 5 games, so not in the greatest of form, and we come in on 5 wins on the trot, and it's been more than that realistically. Obviously, that's the maximum it shows, it's just the last 5. So let's see if we can get the result against Brighton today. And Brighton do kick us off with a highlight in the first 2 minutes, looking to get themselves maybe ahead early on, who knows. I'd be very disappointed if that is the case, but they do find room with Mitoma out here. He puts a ball into the box, but Badiashile wins that, and then Nkunku gets the second ball. That is exactly what we want from Badiashile. He's so good in the air that we want to see him dominating today. Madueke now finding Nicholas Jackson on the left-hand side. He finds Nkunku, who goes back to Jackson. It's beautiful play, and Osimhen takes a shot, but it's too soft, and the keeper manages to save it. And I think that's going to be the end of the highlight. He really should have put us one up there. Another highlight now with Brighton kicking it off, and it's getting me a little bit worried that maybe they're the team that's sort of on the front foot at the moment. Fofana wins that header. Madueke can't pick up the second ball, and Mitoma drives into the box. It's a fumble from Diogo Costa. He palms it into Evan Ferguson, and we're a goal down. Another highlight with Brighton on the ball here. This is starting to get me worried. Milner is running down on goal, not what you expect to see, and Diogo Costa forced into a save there. I think I'm going to take us into the more defensive formation. Gallagher can play in that role, but we'll play Lavia, and I think we'll play it like this. We're struggling to get any amount of the ball at the moment. And I did also see that in that game, Manchester City drew with, was it Crystal Palace? You can see here, they missed a penalty in the 94th minute with Haaland. So that was the chance for them to go and win it. And obviously they didn't end up doing so, but I can't really talk too much when we're currently losing to Brighton. And what will be the last highlight before the half ends, it's Reece James giving the ball straight back to Brighton off a throw-in. That is so poor from him. And now it's going to be Brighton looking to attack us as they look to go down this wing with Lamptey. He absolutely skins Nicholas Jackson there. And now they go all the way back to Dunk. João Pedro on the ball. They're just passing around us today, man. We have no... Well, I was about to say we have no press as we press and win the ball back. Madueke now driving down the right, finds a ball in for Nkunku. It's a good chance here, and that's a great goal to get us straight back into this game before half-time. But before we go into the second half, we do have a highlight. It is Brighton lobbing the ball into the box, and we get a counter-attack coming from it. Nicholas Jackson, if he can take this down, has a chance. He cuts inside, he shoots, and it's an awful shot. He should have scored there. Okay, we've definitely looked better since the tactical change, but I'm not happy with how it's going, so I'll definitely tell the boys that. Osimhen's having a bit of a stinker, so he might have to come off soon. But for now, I think we're going to go into the second half. Actually, I think is Chilwell very tired? Yeah, Chilwell and Nkunku realistically. So let's make this change. We'll bring Chukwuemeka on there. Chilwell off for Ian Maatsen. And I think we'll leave it at that for now. But Osimhen, he's on the brink. We have a corner now with Reece James ready to take this one for us. Can we get ahead here? We look for Osimhen in the box, but Brighton more than equal to it. But now Nicholas Jackson drives us back in. He's looking for a bit of help. It deflects up, and I think it's Victor Osimhen. It is. He manages to get the header off, and thankfully he puts us into the lead. That is now a 2-1 lead. Osimhen was very close to getting subbed off here, so he's lucky that he's come up with this, but the deflected cross here, you can see, and Osimhen drifts out, and it's a good header. And from kickoff, there's another highlight here as Brighton go forward. Badiashile covers that off nicely, though, and we have possession again. Could we go and score a bit of a double whammy and get ahead again, even further against Brighton? We do keep possession of the ball this time. Gallagher now with the ball in the middle of the field, goes over the top to Nick Jackson. It's headed onto Osimhen, but he's offside. A Brighton corner now as they whip it into the box, and thankfully Diogo Costa manages to actually claim that one instead of palming it to a Brighton player like he did for their first goal. And please excuse my voice as it disappears on me. Lavia now getting the ball back to Madueke, looking to go over the top to Osimhen. It's a good position to be in here. He cuts it back for Chukwuemeka, and it's off the crossbar, and it bounces off the line. That is definitely not what we need when we are desperate for another goal. You don't want to be hitting the crossbar like that. But Badiashile now looking to take us forward with Maatsen. We're combining in the defence, struggling to find a bit of an opening ahead of us. Matson now looking to do something, maybe. Nope, we're going all the way back to the goalkeeper. We've reset the attack. Fofana now surely going to find Chukwuemeka. He does. Reece James now on the right. We're trying this side instead. Madueke cuts inside. It's a poor attempt at a pass, but he intercepts it to win it back, so I forgive him on that one. Chukwuemeka now looking for some help. He finds Osimhen, who takes the ball, turns. Thought he was going to shoot. We're playing very patient here. The ball finds Chukwuemeka in the box, and he has to finish that. That was so poor. I'm very disappointed in him there. I thought that was going to be a big chance for him. And yeah, it's about time that I think Madueke, maybe Reece James, and Osimhen maybe come off. But I don't want to do it just yet. I think I'm going to do it, wait a little bit longer, and I'm going to have to go for it now. So Malo Gusto off. We'll bring Broja on and Gnabry on for Madueke. Those are our last changes of the game. So we got to pray that they can hold out this win at the very least. We got a good free kick position here, though. And I think it'll be Lavia to take this one. That's a bit surprising. I don't think he's set up to take them, but he shoots from distance, and maybe he should be, because that is a fantastic free kick. I think it sort of went through the keeper's hands, but I got no complaints. That is now 3-1 against Brighton. And that's full time, so I will absolutely take that result after going 1-0 down to score 3 to reply. I am so fine with that, so we'll praise the guys. That is a big comeback win, and just what we needed heading into this Liverpool game, and that is even more exciting to see. We are top of the Premier League table. Of course, we won by 3 goals. By 2 goals, so we're even on goal difference with Man City. But we do go ahead. I don't know if it's because of games won or goals scored, whatever the next metric comes down to when you're even on goal difference. But we are ahead of them in the Premier League now. So even if we draw against them later on in this episode, we would stay ahead. So that is huge news for us. We have officially qualified for the Champions League here, so that is good news for us. The board are very happy. We've done that a year ahead of schedule, so things are looking good. And the news of a transfer I've been working on in the background is set to be completed. This guy is Rooney Bardghji. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name. We're just going to call him Rooney. He is a right winger. That's how we'd like to be using him. And as you can see, at only 18 years old, he looks pretty fantastic. He is strongest on his left foot, but is decent on his right as well. So he can play as an out-and-out winger or cutting inside. And I just think with his stats as good as they are for his age, he is a more than capable backup for Madueke. And Serge Gnabry, I'm not being crazy impressed with him, so whether we'd look to sell him on, I'm not too sure, or if he would sort of just be the more of a replacement in the shadow striker role for Nkunku and get game time there. I'm not sure what we're really planning, but he is a player that I do not want to miss out on. Great physicals, mental's already amazing, and the technical stats are fantastic. And like I said, only 18 years old. So far this season has managed 15 appearances, 4 goals, so not too bad at all, but we could definitely take him to another level. So I'm excited to be getting him into the team. It's only, I think, 12.5 million for us to be signing this guy, so a deal I'm very happy with, and I'm going to be confirming that one. So that is one that would be set up ready for the new season. But yeah, overall, very happy with that one. And Madueke, I think the right wing is probably our weakest sort of spot on the pitch. We got our centre mids are amazing. Our defence is amazing. You know, they don't look amazing on the star ratings, but Wesley Fofana and Colwill are both so young, and they're growing, and they already are performing fantastically, so they're only going to get better and better. Mudryk, don't want to replace. Osimhen, don't want to. And Nkunku, I've had my doubts over, I can't lie, but after a season like this, 16 goals and 9 assists, averaging a 7.49, I can't even think about replacing him. So Madueke, whilst he has done very good this season, 11 goals, 2 assists, I just think there needs to be a little bit more competition in that area. Serge Gnabry, not being too happy with him, 6 goals, 2 assists, and he sort of played all across the front line, so he's been okay, but not outstanding. So that is a good, exciting signing for us to take into the new season. And here we go, it is game day. We are of course 2 goals ahead, but we are going to be playing away in this one, so we've had our advantage. It's now time for us to be on the other end of the stick. And for this match, we're definitely going to be playing in this sort of formation. Our team is almost entirely fit. It's only Nkunku who's not quite there, but I'm fine playing him for this game. He's been so good for us recently that I can't even think about dropping him. Gallagher is going to come off the bench. He's been playing in the under-23s just to get a little bit of sharpness up. So Chukwuemeka will take his spot on the bench. And I think this is as good as we're going to get, and Madueke is going to get the nod. He did get an assist in the last game, Gnabry not so great in his last one, so I think it's fair to say Madueke gets the nod. The rest of the team looks fantastic, and I think I'm good to go. Let's get into this game. And here we go. This is the Liverpool lineup. It's pretty much what we expected. That is definitely their strongest 11 at the moment, so let's go and get our guys ready for it. In what is a big Champions League tie. You can see they've gone with a defensive mid, 2 centre mids in front of him. It's sort of matching what we've done. And we're into the game. Trent playing in midfield in this one. And here he is, funnily enough, I mentioned him. And he has a free kick early on there, but nothing coming of it. If we could get a goal early on, that would do us a world of good. But a lot easier said than done. So we'll see how the game pans out. But as you can see, it's sort of just skipping by now, 22 minutes in, and I have no problem at all with that. We haven't let them have a shot on target yet until, of course, as I say it ticks over and they get one. But if this game wants to just be basically a no highlight game, I'm fine with it as we approach towards half time. And there we go. We got through the first half, no highlights. I got no problems with that at all. That's what we're trying to do today. So we'll go in the dressing room. We'll tell them I'm delighted with how things are going. You know, keep it up. Our attacking players haven't been great, but that's fine by me. If we can just keep this up in the second half, we are through. But there is a highlight here early on as Diogo Jota chooses to drive it into the box. He shoots, but that's a fairly tame effort, and Diogo Costa picks it up nice and comfortably. And at some point, we're going to be looking to make some changes as Leipzig try to mount a comeback. You can see the live score update in there. But Osimhen does have the ball here. He turns his man, and he's sort of looking for a bit of assistance as he finds Mudryk in the box, looking for a cross, but Kanate clears. Reece James picks that up, though. Finds Caicedo, finds Madueke. Is there a goal for us here as Mudryk takes a little bit of a tame header towards goal? I think it was more of a pass towards where he hoped Osimhen would run into. But Alisson now on the ball, looking to probably go long here. He does. We've got to be winning these headers. We do, but Trent on the second ball picks it up. Reece James is there, though, to cover the pass. And Nkunku now going to take us forward as he finds a great ball up to Mudryk. That is fantastic play. Can he find a bit of support in the box? He's going on his own. He shoots. Osimhen on the tap-in, and there we go. That is a goal Liverpool did not want to concede today, but they have an hour into this game, and we're now 5-2 up on aggregate. Rasco with a free kick here. He shoots with a lot of power, in all fairness, but it goes sailing over the bar, and we hit the 70-minute mark, and that's my cue to make a few changes. So the changes I'm going to make, I'm not going to mess with the defence too much, but Reece James has been poor. So I'll bring on Malo Gusto, and the midfield definitely needs a little bit of freshening up. So let's bring on Romeo Lavia in the defensive role. We'll take off Nkunku, bring on Chukwuemeka, and Mudryk's not at his best game, so we'll bring on Jackson up top next to Victor Osimhen, and I think that's what we'll go with for now. We have a throw in here as we have Malo Gusto combining with a couple of our players. Chukwuemeka gives the ball away. That's not what you want to be doing in this kind of game. Definitely not earning himself a start anytime soon if he's going to be doing that. He does win it back, but no one there to get the ball back for him as he's on the floor. There we go. We've got it back now as Osimhen is almost unleashed. Madueke picks up the headed clearance though. And we have possession of the ball once again. We're looking very controlling in this game so far, which is exactly what I wanted. You know, don't give up any big chances and see if we can just nick one or two, which is exactly what we've done. And we go over the top for another chance for Osimhen here. He shoots from a very tight angle, and it's going to be a corner. Ian Matson now just coming off the bench, and he has a chance for a throw-in. He gives it to Osimhen, who gives it back to Enzo, finding Chukwuemeka, and now Lavia drives towards the box. What's he going to do here? He goes for a shot, but that was wild. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a masterclass in football. We weren't the better team on the night in terms of shots, but you can see we were restricting them to low-quality chances because they had 16 shots and just about a 1xG, whereas, of course, we had 10 shots and got 1.3xG and managed to convert our chance with Victor Osimhen. So, as it says here, that's how you handle a two-legged tie. Well done. We've knocked Liverpool out over the two legs. We were the better teams, better team for sure, but that does mean we'll be facing Real Madrid, who, as you can see, 7-2 on aggregate against Leipzig. Obviously, far easier opponent, but they are definitely a team that is capable of scoring plenty of goals. So we are playing Real Madrid in the semi-final. We'll have 2 legs of that in the next episode, actually. We're ending off this episode, so don't go anywhere yet, with the home game against Man City. And then next episode, we'll have an away game against Real Madrid, Newcastle at home, and then Real Madrid at home to end off the episode. Wow, that is going to be an exciting one for sure. And then these are the other results in the Champions League. So Barca knock out Atletico Madrid as expected, and Bayern knock out PSG over the 2 legs. So it'll be Barca v Bayern in the other semi-final. And it's just a case of, wow, now that is quite a look by this guy, Miles Cardigan. That is certainly a bit of a look. Barca versus Bayern in the other leg, so we'll see who wins that one. And obviously, depending on what we do, that'll be the one of the finalists. And there's confirmation that our under-18 team has won the Division 1. They won against Man City in the final, a 1-0 win. I would absolutely take that if we were capable of beating Man City 1-0 in our game, which is taking place today in-game. So as you can see here, this was the league table. Very comfortable, so our youth is looking fantastic. And it's time for, hopefully, the main team to do just that and hopefully get a win against Man City as well. So our preferred 11 is entirely fit and entirely sharp, so we couldn't be coming into this game in any better form realistically. I'm going to keep the bench exactly how it is, no changes at all to be made. I'm definitely nervous. We're going to be going with this formation because, as you saw against Liverpool, whilst it isn't as, free-flowing, exciting goals galore, it does shut the opposition down a lot more, so hopefully we can do just that. Like I said, a draw against Man City is not a bad result because we've got a game in hand and we've got a potential. We're already above them on the Premier League table. So this is what we're going to go with. I'm nervous. Let's go to the opposition instructions and just make sure that I think what's probably best is that we tight mark Erling Haaland. Whenever Rodrigo are on the ball or Phil Foden, their wingers, we're going to press them out wide. We want to avoid the ball coming in. And we're going to be tackling hard today. Let's really hope that we don't give away a red card or something. But we want to be going in hard on them. De Bruyne is still there. How old is he now? He's 32 years old, so still got it. And we're going to stay close to him. Make sure we press him. Go in hard on him. Realistically, we could do that for the whole team if we're being real. So let's leave it at that. And see what we can do. So here it is. That is our lineup for today. It's our strongest 11. We're coming into this season, ending off strong, hopefully. Man City, look at that form. 3 draws, a win and a loss in their last 5. They're matching us formation-wise, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out in terms of a tactical battle between myself and Pep, of course. We're setting up to match them and play a little bit more defensive, but if need be, we can switch this formation into a far more attacking one and send ourselves forward. As we see now, City on the ball for the first highlight. We do win it back through Nkunku with some great pressing to be all the way back there and winning that ball back for us. Caicedo now finding Fofana and finding Reece James as we have a chance to build forward. Madueke now going long up towards Victor Osimhen, who drives into the box. He shoots and it's taken a deflection off the defender and it goes straight into the arms of Ederson, which is a shame because I thought that was potentially a big chance for him. And Ederson maybe no, he does decide to go short. He throws it out. De Bruyne now on the ball, finding Rodrigo. They go over the top to Haaland, and we know how dangerous this man can be. He takes it to the byline, cuts back, looking for Rodrigo. That's not a bad place to shoot from, but thankfully it's over. So just before half-time, there is a corner. Laporte wins the header, but it's over the bar, thankfully, and Enzo has taken a bit of a knock. That does take us to half-time. And he is flagged as slightly injured. So let's see what the deal is with that. I'm going to tell him, keep playing the way you have. You'll be fine. Wants to stay on, but the injury is affecting him. Okay, that's going to be a problem. So he's going to have to come off. I'm going to be playing Conor Gallagher in that role. He's fantastic in the box-to-box. So we'll trust him, but we have just lost probably our most creative player, which is a big, big shame. But the team is performing well. I don't want to switch to this formation. Actually, I'm going to do it. For the second half, we're going to start out. Who would we play in this role? If I was doing this, I'd probably want to have No, do I want to do that? Romeo Lavia, I don't really want to bring Caicedo off, so actually let's undo this. I can't think who... Right, there we go. So if I was to switch this formation, I'd do this and that. So there we go. I just want Lavia to come on for Enzo and maybe even play in this slightly more defensive role. And then we'll have Caicedo and Nkunku. I want to come out in the second half and see if we can shock them with our, new formation. Not new, but switch of formation. Maybe even take us on attacking. Really try and push them in the start of this half. And there's a highlight now as we win the ball back. Caicedo, but ends up losing it out on it to Foden. That is very, very poor, I can't lie. After we had two players surrounding him. De Bruyne now on the ball, trying to find Rodrigo. He's going to be looking for Haaland in the middle. They do find him. He turns and he shoots. And that's a bit of a disaster. Haaland has put them one ahead. And now is definitely the time for us to make some changes. We're 70 minutes in. That is definitely not what we need to see today. So the change I'm going to make is Conor Gallagher on there. Madueke has had a bit of a poor game, so I'm going to bring on Serge Gnabry. Reece James, again, really having a bit of a poor game. He's struggling to end this season on a bit of a high. Let's think. Okay, let's put Gnabry as an inside forward. Drop Reece James back just a little bit. I don't think I'll make any more changes for now, but Osimhen is right on the brink of coming off, in my opinion. Okay, nothing's really happening, so it's time for Broja to come on up front, and Mudryk is going to come off on the left for Nicholas Jackson, and we're going to basically send everything at them for the last 10 minutes. Well, and that is going to be the end of the game. That is an incredibly disappointing game. We barely created anything, and yeah, that is a very, very tough loss to take. So as things stand, it's actually not as bad as things might look. If we win, let's just continue out of there. If we win our game in hand, we can go level on points with them. We just need to fix that goal difference. And we have some decent fixtures. We got Newcastle, Tottenham, Fulham, and West Ham. And Manchester City are set to play Villa, Man United. So that's 6th place, 4th place, and then 10th in Brighton. So it's going to be a close end to the season for sure. We definitely would have liked to win that one or at least draw it. But of course, Haaland is the one to get it over the line for City. Even when we switch formation to the more attacking one, we just struggled to get into that game. So that's not a great end to the episode, unfortunately. But coming back next time, we have a very exciting two-legged game against Real Madrid, and a Newcastle game that is vital that we win in between. So make sure you tune in for that one, as hopefully we can get the Premier League looking a little bit better, and the Champions League, well, we could be through to the final if we win that game. Guys, if you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on this one, hit subscribe, and you'll never miss any of my future videos. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.